You've reached the something something hotline. You can tell us anything you want. Just make sure you tell us everything.
Okay, so here's what's going on.
Isn't that crazy? What would you do in that situation?
Look, I know I shouldn't have done it. It just felt so right.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't want to be a bad friend, but I just don't feel like I'm in the wrong.
I don't really know what her problem
You know,
is.
like,
It was
I don't know
actually
what else
great.
I can say.
Like, am I crazy
insane.
for that?
There is no
What do
way
you think I
this
should
was
do?
Then she called me and told me that, like, she didn't
Is something
think
wrong
she was
with
friends
me?
with him
Am I a
anymore.
bad
I know,
person?
this is going to sound mean. I just have to get it off my chest. What do you think? Is it me? Or is it them? I don't know who else to talk to about this.
Look at the jowls on my face.
Oh my god, not the jowls. It's always about the jowls and the fat hands with you. With this one. Hey, it's always about the jowls and the fat hands.
really, those are just really giving. It's just giving ugly. Okay, so tell me about yesterday.
Okay, so after my very eventful office day, I decided to me and Molly met up. Maybe we should bleep her name. I don't know if she wants a shout out.
Sure.
Me and Molly met up, and then we were just it was a fabulous day. The weather was great, so we wanted to sit outside and drink wine, as one does when the weather is nice. So we decided to go. Well, I decided to stop at this bar, look for outdoor seating, but of course, LES. We went to Lower East Side, and the block.
I know what it means now.
I know, but I realized that maybe not everybody knows what that means. So, the block was hot.
On a beautiful, stinky day in New York.
On a beautiful, stinky day in New York, the block was hot with weather and hot with hot people. So, it was very difficult for us to find a place to sit outside. So we were like, okay, well, let's stroll around. Let's see what we can find. As we were strolling, I go, oh, I forgot to tell you. I just had a random thought. I was like, oh, like this person who I'd seen online against my will, that this person had a pop-up in New York this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I forgot to tell you, like, this is happening. That's so funny. I just thought about it. Like, do you remember my stories about this person? And for those of you that don't know, it's just this very long-winded, I don't even know how to describe it. Relations. I had relations
meet
with
cute
somebody.
Turned fuckboy type shit. It's just, who would produce that story? It's like, it would be a fight between HBO and
like A24.
Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It was one of those where it's like they met the same day moving into an apartment building. Like, hello. Yeah. That's a hot opening if I've ever heard of one. Right. And then it just disintegrated as this person turned out to just be a fucking retard. Like,
right. There was like a reconnect, and then there was a total disintegration. This person basically just did me so fucking dirty and like just lying, etc., etc.
Corny.
Also, like, is like one of the only people I've ever blocked in my life in my phone. Anyway, I was like, oh, this person's having a pop-up, like, whatever, that's so funny. Do you remember? Hee hee ha ha. What a time. And literally, it's like saying Beetlejuice fucking 3 times. We're walking. I'm mid-story. This person just zaps into thin air. Just appears right in front of me.
In the Big Apple.
In the big fucking apple, dude. It was very much like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Like, horror movie. What the fuck? I turned to her and I grabbed her and I'm like, oh my fucking god, that's him. Like, what are the odds? What is happening? But we're literally about to walk by him. Back is turned to me. So I go, all right, buckle up. And we're walking by him. Molly literally cracks her neck, breaks it, turns around, looks at him dead in the eye.
Oh my god, not the crack.
And I look at her and I was like, oh, he definitely, like, side profile, he knows. Like, if I can clock him from the back, he can clock me from the back. And then
it's the least he could do. If he can't clock you from the back,
the least he could do.
You were a crumb on his bum. If he can't clock you from the back, you were not shit on his shoe, sister.
Literally. And honestly, it probably never was, if we're being so fucking for real.
No,
And
he's
you
kind
know-
of giving the guy where he probably, when he saw you, he was like, she looked at my pop-up and pulled up. Do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I was like, I hope to God that's not the case, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Well, I'm sure
Also-
in his mind, he's like, that's what happened. And that's just what he's going to think.
So obviously I had like that visceral body reaction, and not in like the way where it's like, oh, I just I miss him. Like, it's not any of that type of shit. It's like, bubble has burst.
Like, why are you here in my
The wall
space?
has shattered.
Yeah.
Why are you here? I literally live here, and I don't want to see anybody that I've ever known ever from.
I don't think we're defining the parameters of like the distance that like you live in New York, this person's
Yeah.
on the other coast of the continent.
Right. So just being like, what the fuck? Also, I never thought I would see this person ever again in my life. So there's
Right.
that as well.
Mhm.
Anyway, long story short, saw each other. It really shook me for a minute there.
Yeah, wait, how did you feel?
I was just like annoyed.
Yeah.
I was just annoyed in the way where, like, what are you doing in the place that I live? Please go away. Don't. It was just weird. It was just weird. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, it would have been so much worse if I saw him and he didn't see me. Like, I'm glad it was at least mutual in this interaction. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
why do you think it would have been worse?
Because I would have been like, ugh, it's not fair. Do you know what I mean?
I think so. Keep
Like,
going.
it's not
though. Tell me
fair that
more.
I would have to be the only person having a reaction to this and you not knowing. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
and I'm not even, but I don't even think it's safe to assume that this other person had even an ounce of a reaction. You know what I mean? So-
I think it is safe to assume, based on the length and time span of your guys' like weird ass
Yeah.
situation, which it even isn't. It's more just like an infatuation that every single time you guys actually investigate what the vibe is, you're just like, you personally, from what I
Mhm.
understand, you're just like, you kind of gross me out.
Every time.
And then he's like, you're
Every
too
time.
mentally developed to think I'm cool enough.
Right.
To think that my low effort lifestyle is impressive.
Right. I think that's exactly what it is.
That's what it is. Is like,
it
so you're
couldn't
like,
been-
what's the plan of your life? You're like, let's have a conversation about anything. And he's like, what the fuck do you think this is? He's like, I didn't even like you, bitch. You're ugly. And then hits you up in like 6 months.
Anyway, we ended the night. We went to Kanji Village, which is like Sandy Liang's parents' restaurant.
You're lying to me.
No. We went to Kanji Village. and
Wait,
we
is
got
it cool?
I mean, it's cute. It's just like a Chinese restaurant. It's a vibe, and they have really good food, and they have $12 lychee martinis, and that's all that matters here. So
I need to have one. I was just telling Dan, where can I find a lychee martini in this godforsaken town? And he had nothing.
They're everywhere in Chinatown. So yes, we will be getting one when you get here. Anyway, delicious. I took home leftovers, got home, slept like an angel, and that's my story. And I honk shoe me when I got home, and I slept all night.
The stories that you have about that situation would make an awesome call. When do we get to call in?
I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, ugh, it would be really funny if one of us
Wore a
anonymously
mustache
called.
and then called.
Yeah, we put on our disguise.
Didn't change
and
the
we called.
voice, but just
Didn't
was wearing
change
a
the voice.
mustache.
But then, like, unknowingly roasted each other.
Well, speaking of us, welcome. This is the Something Hotline. My name is
Welcome.
Sloan,
My name is Bella.
and we
Hey.
are going to answer your calls. Here's what I would like to say to everyone listening at home. We love you. We love your stories. You need to be able to tell us your story in 3 minutes.
Yes.
As things move forward, as we get more calls, I'm not editing your shit.
It's really a lot. It's just us again for the 1000th time. It's just us.
This is not an audition for third podcast host. You need to just fucking get your shit right so we can play ball.
Just get it out.
Do your job so we can do our job. You understand?
Yeah. Capiche?
Capiche? Okay, so this is a 3-part call, but I think we're just going to use this middle chunk. I got it loaded up. Let's see.
Okay.
Not me literally being cut off. And also not me calling New York, New York. I'm calling from Kansas, and I just think it's so chic. I'm probably the chicest girl right now on the phone with 2 fine ladies in New York telling me about my retarded problems of driving to get Sprint Tech. But, yeah, anyways, no, I was just thinking about it, and it's just like, you know what? You have to voice up for what you want in this life. And also, do you ladies think it's even fair for me to say something about me being skinny? Do you think I can even say that because I'm on Ozempic? Like, what's your thoughts? Do you think that people on Ozempic are allowed to call themselves skinny even if we are skinny now? And also, ladies, are you on birth control? Are you ladies also thinking about having kids? I want to hear the tea. Cute. All right, love ya.
Perfection.
Perfect. Thank you.
I love, like, that was such a quick 3-parter. So, okay.
Yeah.
First, what was the first part?
What do we think about people who are on Ozempic calling themselves skinny?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You're
Like,
skinny.
Like, you are. Yeah. You got to let the psychological hold of being fat go, right?
Right.
You know?
There's only one way to do that.
I mean, let me think about this for a second because it's kind of a more philosophical question, actually. Don't you think? Like, when does the fat leave the building?
Right. Like, perhaps maybe when you are done taking Ozempic, do we go back to being fat?
Or, like, how do you feel about yourself is more of what the angle I'm trying to get at.
No, that's
like,
what I mean by feel. That's how do you feel? Are you fat again? Not like, are you physically fat, but like, are you mentally fat?
I think in some ways you should probably stay fat as far as like a fat vibe goes, because there are some things that fat people do that are so much better than skinny people. Like, most of the time, maybe not most of the time, but a good majority of the time, when you find a good fat person and they know it, they're funnier than all hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a much bigger thing, though. I think that's like if you're ripe with insecurities and have been for most of your life, I feel like people are generally funnier.
Yeah, like, can you take the piss out of yourself? Do you know who you are?
Yeah.
And can you dunk and be dunked on?
Right. But I don't think that's a matter of being fat or not.
Well, yeah, but I think that's more of the question is, like, you get to decide when you leave the fat house and enter the skinny house. And it's not necessarily about weight, I think. Yeah. It's more about, like, self-acceptance and, I don't know, do you feel confident that you're skinny?
Also, no one wants to go out to eat with a skinny girl, nor does anyone want to take restaurant recommendations from a skinny girl. And eating out is one of the major joys in my life personally. Mm-hmm. For example, me and Sloan went to go eat at a restaurant in the Lower East Side.
This is an iconic story. Drop the name. We went to go eat at Lucien.
We went to go eat at this French restaurant called Lucien.
Sorry.
Because, well, I don't want to clock your own tea.
Here's why we went. We went because I had heard from some parasocial interests of mine that's a spot that they like to go to and that it's good. And, you know, we've seen it on the internet. There's been, like, a little hottie here, a little hottie there that's, like, had a little photo op moment at Lucien. I was like, okay, well, let's give it a shot. Let's see what these hookers are up to, you know, in the Big Apple of it all. Like, that sounds kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we went, and it was so fucking bad that I was like, I employed for the first time in my adult life that thing of, like, I'm a grown up and I don't have to do this.
Right.
And I watched our food come out to the people next to us looking like food that you would be content feeding like old elderly people at a fancy
It
old
was
person
nursing
home.
home or like cruise food. It was like unseasoned pink chicken. Nothing
Correct.
looked seasoned.
And
Nothing
I
looked
watched that
cooked.
shit hit the table next to us, and I said, Bella.
We made eye contact.
I
and
looked
we
at her
said,
quickly and said, "Which one are
no.
you more comfortable with, sickness or what? Like, are we having an illness or an emergency? Illness or emergency? Because we are leaving." And she was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Okay, ready? Here we go." And I pulled the wait staff. I also should have known that this place was like not real when all of the servers were like sexy teens.
Sexy teens flirting with each other.
They were like really, really young, really hot, skinny girls, and I'm talking
Yeah.
like 18 for sure.
And they're like boyfriends were pulling up. They were like tonguing each other at the restaurant.
It was really bizarre. So I pull one of the servers and was like, "Hey, we're not feeling very good. I don't know what's happening. We need to cancel our food. We need to leave." And she was like, "Oh, what?" Like giving me attitude as if, I think the assumption was like, I don't want to pay for my food or take it off the bill. And I looked at her, I said, "Leave that on the bill. Hand me the bill. I'll pay for everything. Do not bring me that food." And that's when she was like, "Oh," I kind of clapped back at her and was like, "I'm paying for everything. I would literally pay to not be here," is what I'm
They
trying
were
to
like,
say.
"Do you want it? We can box it up for
And
it."
I
We were
said,
like, "No.
Leave it for the
No.
staff. I'm completely uninterested. I do not want to be here anymore. I don't deserve this."
Mind you, we'd also bought a $100 bottle of wine, which we did end up taking and drinking on the walk.
Yeah,
when we
I mean, I
left.
looked at her and was like, "Do we cork it? Do we bag it?" Like, there was zero service at this place. Zero. And she was like, "I don't know, you could just pick it up and leave with it." And I was like, "This is bananas," but sure. So we paid for our food. I think they might have taken it off the bill. I don't even know. It was $300 fucking anyway, and we left. And I was like, "This isn't real." And that kind of, to circle back to what we were saying, that's kind of like skinny behavior you don't want to adopt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I went there because I thought like I saw some like hot girls that I am into on the internet eating there, and that's like the Ozempic vibe eating disorder restaurant where it's like no one's actually eating the food, no one gives a fuck. It's all about
there to
that
be
you're
cool
there, and I'm
girl.
like, oh no, I don't need that. I actually really
Right.
I needed the food to be good.
We needed the food.
So that's like the dark side of skinny behavior. And that's the thing you don't want to take with you on your Ozempic journey, or adopt, I should say. You want to take your fat girl vibe. You need to take the fat girl vibe of like, I know how to eat good, and like just don't be eating so good that you end up in like the dark side of the fat girl world again. You know what I'm saying?
And then there's also there's always the argument where people who are taking Ozempic are cheating.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, listen, they literally made a magic shot for people to put into their bodies and do the work quickly. And I don't really think that there's anything cheating about that. I think it's just expediting the process. And I think that if it isn't going to harm you, then it really isn't a big deal to partake. Also, I was telling Sloan about this, that there have been other studies done about Ozempic other than just like the weight loss side of it, which is they have found out that Ozempic helps with impulse control, which I think is insane. And not just in regards to food impulse, but in regards to like using drugs, bad indulgent behavior. Again, not food related. But which I think is crazy. I think that could be another positive to Ozempic. Depending on the person, obviously.
I, to be totally transparent, am figuring out whether or not that's my next move. And I've also had these feelings of like, is it cheating? Is it morally corrupt? I have this weird stick up my ass where it feels like karmically I will have to pay for it in a very grand way that will end up harming me more than just like doing the impossible thing that I have personally found impossible in my life so far, which is to make these giant lifestyle changes. and I'm not even like unhealthy. I think I get it. I get it that Ozempic it's such a hot topic. It's so controversial, I think, because it is such like an easy way out, that it feels like people are obsessed with consequences, you know? And it's like, well, how are you going to learn to not be so extreme with your body and unhealthy if you can just take this pill and hit eject out of the crashing plane and just start over?
Right.
So I understand. Do I think you get to call yourself skinny if you've taken Ozempic and you're skinny now? 100%. Or else, what the fuck did you do it for, dude? What are you doing it for? You earned it. You earned it. And I think that's the cold, hard truth. And I think that's the position that we're going to take, at least I'm going to take on this podcast, which is that if you lose a bunch of weight, however you do it, you earned it. Now, you get what you deserve is a golden rule in my world. So if you do a bunch of Ozempic and lose the weight and don't regulate other parts of your body that need to be kept up while you're rapidly losing weight, like if you don't up your protein intake, if you're not being healthy in addition to having this huge weight taken off your shoulders, metaphorically and literally, then you will be left with another body like just rampant with issues. It's not a get out of jail free card. You still have to be inside of a body that works well, and you have to make sure it does that. And like with anything, there's risks, but like you get the skinny that you deserve. That's my take.
Yeah, and I think a part of it is you also are you're kind of flexing the mental muscle as well. I think it's important to check on yourself, make sure, I guess I'm sort of piggybacking off of what you just said, but like you have to make sure that you're not getting into like an eating disorder mindset, that even if you didn't have an eating disorder mindset before, that it's not sending you into one during or after.
Yeah, like don't be too skinny. That shit is ugly boots. Like, find the place that your body is like, okay, now I can rest. I'm like at a healthy resting position. Right. Like a maintenance thing.
It's a maintenance thing for sure.
But yeah, you're skinny, bitch. Congratulations, honestly.
Congrats. I hope you feel amazing, and I hope you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah. The feeling amazing is really important, or else you'll just be down there going, I'm skinny. I thought this was going to fix everything, you know?
Yeah.
I wish that was the answer. And sometimes it's a huge part of the answer, and people don't like when people say that, but I'm just like, it's the fucking truth. Especially if it was like potentially a health problem. Being skinny might be half of the happy answer.
Well, I think we're also failing to acknowledge that people who actually do have issues with eating, in terms of like binging or food addiction, and it's causing them to gain a lot of weight, and it's becoming a health issue. Taking Ozempic curbs your appetite in such an extreme way that these people's their safety blankets are basically totally stripped from them. So not only are you maybe unhealthy, but you're also having your only form of coping totally stripped from you in the meantime, right?
Yeah, but I think that leaves you to deal with yourself, hopefully. I mean,
absolutely. But I'm just saying how difficult that must be.
Well, yeah, it's not your therapist. It's still you're gonna be the same fucking person. You're just gonna weigh whatever X amount of pounds less. So like, again, you get the skinny that you deserve. Make sure that when you finally get to a body place that you're happy with, that you're actually happy to fucking be there. Hello, dude. I feel like that's kind of all I have to say about that, right?
Yeah, same. I think that's a good place to leave it. She also talks about children. How are we feeling about the
birth control? Are we on birth control?
Yeah.
And how do we feel about having kids?
I have an IUD.
Yeah, so do I. I have the non-hormonal IUD. I cannot have hormones. They give me stroke-like migraines, which is kind of crazy.
Damn, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, I was on the Mirena IUD for
That's what I have.
like 2 years, and Yeah. Mirena IUD was putting me in the emergency room once a month because I would start to have like ocular migraines where I couldn't fucking see, and then I would stop being able to like respond to people when they were talking to me.
Wow.
I have this
That's
vivid memory
crazy.
of a
That's
doctor.
so scary.
Dude, I have a memory of a doctor asking me what my height was, and I kept telling him my weight, and I just couldn't understand what the fuck the problem was.
That is so scary.
And it took like 6 months for the doctors to be like, oh, once a month, female patient. Is this a girl thing? Once we took that IUD out,
You're faking it.
You want attention.
You want drugs. Just tell us you want drugs.
You know, all they would give me, and that's all I need. I didn't care. I had drugs. And a little 18-year-old like me on birth control like that, I wanted for nothing.
Yeah.
They would just IV drip me Benadryl, and I'd be there for like a day. They'd have to just knock me out with Benadryl.
Dude, you're telling me you robo-tripped at the hospital?
I was tripping.
I was tripping.
The doctors were asking me my weight, and I was like 5'7".
57 pounds.
So now I have the copper IUD, and everything's fine. Although don't be too trusting of that thing, because you never know when it slips out of place just a hair, and there you are.
Or when it's twisting you up, or when it's gathering hairballs in there.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've heard like women have taken out their IUDs and they've had like hairballs in them.
What's the hair doing peeking out of the kuka?
I think it's just like I think there might have been an actual medical explanation for it, but I'm just going to say, yeah, it might have been like when you have sex and there's hair and it gets up there and gets tangled. There's got to be something else. There's a better explanation here.
The new Mason Pearson IUD boar bristle hairbrush. Oh my God. That's disgusting. No, I have the copper IUD. I do want children someday. Someday pretty soon. Probably like next 3 years, 4 years, who knows? Bella.
Every time she talks about it, I shudder. A shiver just goes right down my spine.
Bella thinks the whole world is going to change, and I just like am not. That's just not true. In some ways, yes, but in a lot of menial ways, like absolutely not.
All right, well, you can't be pregnant when we go on tour. At least give me that.
Oakley did it.
Who?
Oakley.
Oh, Oakley. I thought you said Oakley.
Sponsored by Oakley.
Yeah,
I'm having an extreme sports pregnancy. I'm on tour with Oakley, pregnant as hell. Backflip.
I have the Mirena IUD, which is the hormonal one, and I definitely do not want kids.
How's the Mirena been for you? Fine.
Fine, just fine. Absolutely fine.
Yeah, Bella's not gonna have kids. I'm gonna have probably a child. And it's gonna be normal. Talk to me about your anxieties about children, me having a kid.
About you having a kid, or about just kids in general?
Yes.
Yes.
All of it, right? I think this is what give the caller what she wants, all the way in Kansas.
Well, in terms of you, I'm not even necessarily where I think a lot of mothers say that things won't change in their life when they have children, and I do ultimately believe that it is kind of a rude awakening in terms of what you can and cannot do.
There's no part of me that feels like naive, by the way.
Oh, I
like
know,
zero.
I know. Which is why I don't feel like I need to have that conversation with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I know you. And I think that you value your independence and your autonomy and your free will. And I do believe with my whole heart that you wouldn't let having a child change that. I mean, it would change to some degree, but I think ultimately it would just be like Sloan and Dan having kid, and the kid is just tagging along to Sloan and Dan life.
Correct, because in my head, that's parenting.
Yeah.
Don't you
Yeah.
want to learn how to be in this world? We chose to have a baby. We're choosing to have a baby because we feel like we're not doing the worst job.
Right.
We've got a pretty good community of people around us that I would trust influencing a child, including ourselves. A child doesn't need to influence us. I've been influenced by my own childhood.
Right.
That didn't go so well, girl. So, hello, baby. Welcome to adult world. We're going to teach you how to make it when you get here.
Mm-hmm.
I've also told Bella before, like, it's going to be fine. We're still going to go, we're going to go get an Airbnb somewhere on some kind of coast, and there will be a baby. And you can tell that baby, just like you'd tell any adult, you're bothering me right now, and I want you to go away. Or I don't have time for you. Because I would be fucking livid if any of my friends contributed to raising an annoying ass bitch baby.
Right.
I don't want to go home with that baby. You want it to be not.
I
You want it to
don't like
be annoying?
my baby.
Then you take it.
Yeah, I don't know. In terms of me not having children, I just don't. I have a lot of mixed I have a lot of different thoughts about that. First thought, I don't think my bloodline needs to go on any longer. I think
and sometimes
that
that's right.
we just need to put an end to us all. I think that there's been so much suffering in my lineage that I'm just both my brother and I are kind of, we're putting an end to the bloodline.
Respect.
Yeah.
I don't mean to do conceptual spreading or anything.
Right.
But that kind of also feels like good parenting. I don't know.
No, exactly. And you know what? I have this conversation a lot with people. And I always get the response of like, well, actually, it's kind of ironic because it sounds like you would actually end up being a really, really good mother.
Well, you're already making choices for the life of a child with the child in mind. Like,
right.
Hey, kid, you don't need this. You're not going to want this when you get here.
Yeah.
So therefore, I won't make you do it.
Yeah, that's part of it. And I also just, this is going to sound kind of juvenile, but I just remember growing up a really, really a reoccurring thought, a really heavy reoccurring thought I had, which I presume a lot of young people, especially people going through puberty, have, is that like it's just the classic I didn't never ask to be here type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And it just feels like, I don't know, it's really hard to bring someone into the world like unconsensually with and like obvious, of course. I mean, you can't be like, hey, you can't like go into your body and have a conversation.
Which one of you is coming with me?
With an egg or a sperm and be like, hey, do you approve? Do you want to try this thing we call life? But I just think about that and also just the classic argument where like the world is looking bleak. The world is looking rough. It doesn't seem like our timelines are going to be long. And things change all the time in regards to that, obviously. I also just couldn't see bringing a life into this world where like everything around them is crumbling. And that's fine. And I'm not saying that people who do decide to bring life into this world are selfish at all. That's not what I'm saying at all.
It's okay to say that. I think it's a part of the decision-making process.
I think inherently having children is, I do think that,
because you kind of have to just
let me back up.
Well, here's my thoughts real quick.
Yeah.
It is selfish, and the process of being a good parent is paying that back.
Exactly. I think wanting to yes, I think partaking in having children is a selfish
experiment, right? It's
absolutely.
Like, let's see if I can do this better than anyone else. It's like, well,
but it's also ingrained in us, right? Like it's our human nature to want to have children, and I think human nature is incredibly selfish. But I do agree where the result in having a child is being selfless and in order to make sure that your child is having a great life and in order to make sure that your child's needs are being met, you have to push your own needs aside to some degree.
Yeah.
And that is being selfless.
Yeah. And I think I think Dan and I both do better in life when we have to think about ourselves less. We're really high strung, and it
Yeah.
literally untangles the string when we
Mhm.
have a regiment and care for other things. That's
Yeah,
why
that
we
makes
work well together. That's why we are really good dog
yeah.
parents. That's why we're good partners, is because a part of us being better people and calming down is
Mhm.
actually doing a little bit more for someone else and not being caught up in thinking about like, what do I need to do for myself? And it allows for a more clear perspective of what do I need to do for myself, because you're not so left in your own like schizoid narcissism of like, if it's all about me, then like, what do I do? You know?
Yeah. Totally.
I
That
can't live
makes
in a
total
world where
sense.
it's all about me. And some
Yeah.
people need to. I genuinely think some people live a better world life and have a better relationship with what me means to them and like what
Mhm.
being all about themselves means. For me, it's just like really, when I'm left to my own devices, or historically, when I've been left to
Mhm.
my own devices, I don't know, I just get a little too weird. I can't
Yeah.
really put words to it,
Yeah.
but I just get a little weird. I need like the check and
Structure.
balance of structure of like.
Yeah. Routine.
So yeah,
I
essentially, I think we're both going to be good parents.
Well, I have more thoughts on
Oh,
this.
I'm
I
listening.
agree. I think that you and Dan are gonna kill it as parents.
Thank you.
And I think that you're doing everything in your power right now to like prepare. Not like you guys are preparing to have a kid, but like you are
That's
making
kind of what the next
sure.
5 years is, though.
Well, yeah, but first and foremost, I think that you guys are making sure that like you are good, and that in turn makes sure that the child is good.
Yeah, I feel like people
You know what I
forget
mean?
that a part of preparing for a kid is being like locked in on who you are. I need to make
Exactly.
sure I know exactly who I am,
Exactly.
because
And that's a lot of work.
well, from what I understand, that's just going to kind of go away.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that I have a good time knowing me now.
Mhm.
Actually, I really resent that, though. I resent that conversation where people are like, it's just going to obliterate you as a person, and I'm like, okay, well, were you needing to be obliterated? It sounds like you were weak. You needed something to hit the eject button and start over. Because I'm just finally getting to a place of
Well,
like
but
selfhood.
I don't think I'm even necessarily. I mean, like I'm even considering like mothers who got pregnant and decided not to like terminate their abortion and like didn't necessarily want to have a child but ended up having a child and it still ended up totally consuming them.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's easy to do that, and people mistake that for good parenting.
yeah, I agree.
It sounds like to me you're just in over your head.
Yeah,
And I think
agree.
a lot of people forget that it's hard, but it's also not that hard. And you're certainly
Yeah.
not the first person to have ever done it. Hello.
No, obviously not.
It's as hard as you want to make it. And there's things you'll never be able to predict that will happen that will change the course of your life forever because of this like new person.
Yeah.
But isn't that kind of any relationship?
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
want to downplay the biological connection that I don't
Mhm.
have an understanding of because I don't have kids.
Right.
But I have almost lost my dog so many times to so many fucking terrible, awful emergency situations that have had nothing to do with me.
Mhm.
That have happened when I'm not even around. And by the 5th time, you're just like, I love this fucking creature so much. I would do anything to save it.
Mhm.
But like, if this is how it's going to happen, this is how it's going to happen. If eventually you either just like age 20 years every time something terrible happens to you,
Yeah.
or you just learn how to be like, I don't really know what the verbiage around it is, but it's almost like you forgive it. You forgive life for happening as it's happening to you.
It's just like let go and let God.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So
No, totally.
yeah. So what else were you thinking?
Well, I think ultimately I'm just far too vain and I'm far too selfish to have a child. But
I don't agree with you. I think knowing these things about yourself isn't good parenting. I will say that till my face turns blue.
Okay. But I was thinking, okay, so Sloan knows this about me, obviously, but so growing up, I had a very interesting. Okay, basically, I grew up very poor, and I was I lived in a studio apartment with my mom until I decided to move out at 17. But studio apartment meaning that I didn't have my own room and I had to share a bed with my mom the whole entire time. So I didn't have like the normal course of life, quote unquote normal, that the teenagers around me were experiencing. Like I didn't have a room, I didn't have any sort of privacy. Essentially being forced to coexist with another person in such a small space against my will for such a long time. And then obviously as I got older, I was getting into long-term relationships and I found myself moving in with them. And it never gave me the opportunity to experience being alone.
That's huge.
And it never, so as I got older and as I started, I don't know, kind of taking stock of my life, something that is kind of unnegotiable for me is having that stripped from me, like not being able to choose if I'm allowed to be
like your
by myself.
non-negotiable is unlimited freedom to be alone.
I mean, essentially, but I think it's more than, I mean, I think unlimited freedom is kind of like it's like a umbrella. I think that's kind of a large term. I think.
Well, that's
like,
huge. Anyone with a brain could understand why you would want that.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with it, which also makes me think like, oh well, if I had experienced a normal a childhood, I wonder how I would feel.
But like, what is normal? There is really no such thing.
There is no normal. There is no normal. But I'm just talking like basic bare necessities. Like privacy is such a luxury.
It is a luxury. Huge.
It is such a luxury, and I wasn't afforded that. I didn't get to have that growing up at all.
You should be able to be alone. Like that makes so much sense. Not that you ever have to justify why you don't want a child, but like that is one hell of a justification.
Yeah, I just think it's like interesting thought process and like because obviously as a woman I've thought about this a lot.
Well, I think that what a blessing that we have such a different perspective and we can offer that.
Yeah, and I'll auntie the house down, Boots.
Yes, you fucking will. And the best part about it is that when you're like, I'm ready for my freedom, I'll go, hand me that fucking baby.
Yeah.
Give me that baby. Be free, sister.
I'm gonna need someone to leave all this money for when I die.
You can leave it to my kid.
All of my big money.
Please leave it to my kid.
Please, I'm begging.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that loaded call. Who's next?
No, because this girl really wants to be me, and it's like, I get the, I'm a great person, I'm a cool person, like, okay, and like, we were good friends too, but like, now she's doing too much, like, now she's trying to steal my man and all that shit, so like, bitch, I don't know what to tell you, bro, but I'm gonna keep it cute, I'm gonna keep it classy, I'm gonna say nothing, I'm just gonna keep my tabs and receipts for her, but yeah.
Okay. It seems like you have a pretty good idea of what your next maneuver, which is keeping it cute and classy. I think
I agree. You should
never
keep it
a bad
classy.
idea.
Never a bad idea.
But you remember being young and feeling like you could only be a one of one, and if anyone like jacked your swag, it was like devastating. No, I'm the only person on earth with white Vans.
Yes.
Just everything in your adolescence is like built to hurt you, with you being the most violent weapon. I remember that feeling so deeply of like being pissed off at my girlfriends who would like swag jack me,
Yeah.
body snatch me. But then now I'm just like, well, I'm just fucking iconic and not afraid to be doing things that are obviously inspiring and maybe like different or a little like more forward thinking.
Totally. I agree.
Like there's hoes everywhere who are like, I kind of need to wait for the signal. I don't really need to wait for a signal.
The sheep
and
out there.
Now I'm confident in how, like, in my relationship with women where I'm like, okay, girls, if you want the signal, we can give you the signal. It's no big deal. I just think when people do things and then pretend like it's their swag, it's like, well, no one's swag is really their own swag. It's really hard to have your own kind of thing going. I just feel like don't be embarrassed by being inspired by other people. don't pretend you're not. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's no such thing as having quote unquote original style anymore. I think it's all just a congealed glob of like different years and different genres.
Well, I think that you can have original style of how you kind of compose things, but everything is a composition of something that's like happened before.
Sure.
It doesn't make it not original, but it's like you're really doing a lot if you need to like protect your vibe, your aesthetic identity so aggressively that it like upsets you when other people may or may not be kind of like replicating what you're doing. Because essentially you are also doing that in some capacity of some other inspiration.
Sure, exactly.
And even if they do get kind of the same outfit as you or same vibe or haircut, like they're still kind of doing their own version, because essentially if you're the inspo pick, they're doing an original take on your
Exactly. That's what
look.
I meant by that. You just broke it down perfectly. I yes, agree. You are doing it. Whoever's doing the swag jacking is doing it based on their body, their image of it, their vision of it. So it's going to be tweaked in to a certain degree, right? Because everybody needs to tweak something, because of course everybody looks different than each other. But also, I mean, there's a huge sense of flattery in that. I think that if anything, you should be flattered that somebody thinks you're so fucking iconic that they want to have a little taste of the swag that you're dishing out.
Right.
I also used to get really upset when I was younger when people would, like, I remember I started dyeing. I was like the first person to start dyeing my hair in high school, and then like everybody around me started doing it, and I was like, what the? Oh, so you guys couldn't do it before me? But it's also just like, how schizophrenic, like how schizo, girl. It's not about you. It's really not about you.
Well, now
you just like turned the wheel.
The beauty of hindsight is that you realize that everyone's so fucking uncomfortable and so scared shitless to be alive and to be expressing themselves, and probably have wild, beautiful, unfettered fantasies about how they look and how they want to move in the world, that they are scared to like project and make real at that time in their life. And like those handful of kids, and there's always just like a little handful that are kind of pushing the limits in high school. There's always that one broad who's wearing heels to school work. You know, there's always the one girl who's like in drag every day. There's always like the one guy who's like bringing his guitar to school. And then there's the one guy bringing his gun to school. Yeah, then there's the girl with the powdered wig. And then there's the kid with the gun. You know, like there's delete that from what I'm about to say, obviously, but those kids are kind of like making it okay for the people who don't feel confident enough to do that on their own, to be like, oh shit, okay, well at least I'm not alone. And
it's really scary to take that leap in fashion when you're trying to like play outside of the box. It's actually really scary, especially when you're young.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we don't understand. I mean, you said she was kind of trying to come for your man. Like, that's kind of scary. That's like that's a whole other conversation. We're drifting away from swag jacking and moving into body snatching. And that's when you need to call 911. That's when you need to call 917-727-2566.
Yeah, when she's actually just trying to like unzip your skin and climb in to also have the man. I think this is where it becomes the problem.
Yeah, that's not fair, because it's like you did all the work and effort in your life to be who you are, to have your personality, your character, and therefore the person that's attracted to you, that is your partner, is attracted to you. Not cool if that person's like, okay, well, if I just use this as an outline, then I too can be blah blah blah. And it's like, well, no, that's just giving wildly insecure. That's giving I don't think anyone will like me for who I am behavior. And like, get out of here, be gone with ye,
be gone.
You need to go sit in a corner. Yeah, go sit in a corner and think about it.
Time out.
Go scroll on Pinterest for like 1 second, okay?
It just takes 1 second. It takes 1 second to get a little inspo from the penny.
Yeah. Also, if you feel like your swag is being jacked and you're looking for new swag, I'm going to give you an actionable right here, and something that I find really fun and where I find a lot of inspiration is move away from the internet and go touch like real media as well. Go flip through like an archive magazine, go find a cool bookstore, go to the fucking Goodwill and like go flip through some books, see what they've got going on. Like that way you can kind of like get a little bit of inspiration for your for looks and aesthetics that aren't all the same
Trendy.
algorithm being fed to like the same group of like girls like you who are into the same thing as you, who are all reposting. Girl, I almost said reblogging. Tear to my eye. Aw. Shout out reblogging if you know you know.
Shout out reblogging.
But yeah, if you feel like your swag is being jacked and you don't know what to do and you like to find some new swag in different places, here that's my advice. Is like,
well, I think that brings up a good point because for someone who, I mean, this person sounds young. I think we can agree on that. But for somebody this young, I can only assume that it's the fashion inspo is coming from like TikTok, Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. So my question is, how do you swag jack in this day and age when everybody is being fed the same internet slop and it's all pretty like trend based mostly? You know what I mean?
That's
like,
such a
is
good
there
question.
such thing as swag jacking at this point? For somebody especially in this age range.
Yeah, like again, swag jacking, not to be confused with body snatching.
Yeah,
which
two
is
different
like
things.
someone's coming for your whole bit.
Yeah.
Someone wants to come home and have your parents be like, "Hi, honey, welcome home." Like literally. That's a really good question, Bella. I love that question. I think because it feels like people have forgotten that the internet is just a part of human communication and not necessarily like the real world. It's become so dominant in like culture communication, or just like it's become a limb on your body. It's like your third, it's like an organ in your body.
Yeah, totally.
That like the things that circulate around on it are starting to become like really cyclical, and also with the way that data has been able to be collected over so many years of the use of the internet, like what you see is not really cultivated by you. It's cultivated by you and a subgroup of people who are similar to you, who are cultivating something for a larger group of people that it will slowly trickle down to when the algorithm, when your clicks, the things you're clicking on are getting more and more clicks and clicks and clicks and clicks, and then suddenly you all are looking at the same Pinterest board. You're all looking at the same targeted ads on Instagram.
Exactly.
I think if you can find inspiration in other things that maybe aren't even like directly related to what you're looking to be inspired by, like say if you're looking to be inspired for like clothing and aesthetics, like in that realm, you can go to a museum, go out to lunch, go hang out with your friends, go
get in the archive,
book shopping,
do a deep dive in the archive,
go touch some real shit, go touch some shit with your hands and just get inspired by like colors, textures, environments, situations, and also like how things make you feel. But yeah, if this bitch is coming for your man, you should fucking kill her. Yeah, I obviously not, but yeah, I mean, call us anytime you want to vent, baby. It's okay, but keep it classy and keep it cute, and you should be flattered by this, even if it's really annoying. I think the only way out of being annoyed is being like, okay, actually, that's cute of you. My fans, I love my fans.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, like, if your man isn't going for it, then like, who gives a hoot, you know?
Yeah, he's got the original boots.
Exactly.
What does he need the knockoff for? Great.
Thank you for calling.
Okay, so I just saw your post on my feed, and it was like, say anything. And I was like, okay, well, actually, there is something on my mind. So I'm in college. I just transferred over here. And, I mean, I've been here for like 2 months, whatever. Anyway, so I've made a couple friends. It's great. We had a giant friend group at the beginning of the year. All of a sudden, everyone's dating and pairing off. What are your thoughts on that? Second of all, one of the people in that group, or in one of those relationships, was like dating our other friend, which is also in the same group, mind you. And like they were seeing each other for a little bit, but like never official. And then all of a sudden she went to a different college for spring break, visiting, of course. And the guy in that situationship, our friend, was like, oh my God, she's cheating on me. And it just like made this whole, like so much drama. But it was like, I don't know. Okay. What do you think about situationships that I guess are not like maintained and also like not like it was never specifically said like we are dating, but they did do date things and they did like hook up a couple times, but like now they're not talking anymore and like they're on good terms, but it's like the group is definitely siding on one person's side than the other. And it's like, what are your thoughts? Like, what are you thinking? Because like I personally I don't want to hate a woman, obviously, because they could do nothing wrong, but like low key she was leading him on, but like how did he not know? Like he knew, you know what I mean? And like we're adults, so it's like I don't know. That's my take. It's getting messy, but like now our group is to literally like 4 people and everybody hates her. And it's like, oh my God, and she's like self-sabotaging too. She's like being so evil and hanging out with one of our fucking ops. So it's like, oh God, like it's a downfall. Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is college is so messy and I need a second opinion, even third opinion, because it's all crumbling. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, but you know, like it's like it does matter though. Like you know what I mean? Anyways. Bye.
Cute as a button. There was a lot of college going on.
I think that you gotta understand college that's the name of the game, babe. Dropping like flies left and right, that is the name of the game.
Correct.
When you go to college, you are experiencing that sweet, sweet taste of freedom. Okay, you are on your own in a big city.
Doesn't even matter how the size of the city. It could be the smallest town in the world. You've hit the big time.
In a small town.
You've hit the big time.
And everything feels like you're taking a bite of the big apple, right?
Yep.
So I think that you have to understand that once you get that taste of freedom when you turn 18, maybe you're 17, who knows, you're going to get a little irresponsible. You're going to get a little messy.
Yeah, what are you supposed to know? You just got there. You
just got there.
You just got to the point where you're like,
you
okay,
have to
I
learn.
have to. Yeah, I'm making choices for myself. Like, hello, you're gonna make a bunch of the wrong ones. As far as a friend group goes, I have never had one that looked and moved like that. And I tried to in high school because I was like, that looks fun. They all hang out together. It was always this. And it was always like a group think, like a democracy, like in the spooky kooky, like freaky way, where it was like there was no nuance. It was all what you said earlier, where you're like, now everyone hates her. It's like, how could things be so fucking black and white? The group think of like friend groups is something I am used to feel really left out of. And when I realized that's what it was, I was like, y'all are actually keeping each other retarded.
1,000%. I totally agree with that.
It's kind of just like a false sense of connection and community just based out of like repetition. Like just because you hang out with the same people over and over again doesn't
not mean that you actually know or like each other.
Correct. And like underline, highlight, bold, correct. These people don't know anything about themselves.
Yep.
They don't know anything about each other. And I'm going to venture to guess that the girl who's been ousted from this group because like she started seeing the guy, ended up not liking him as much, or just like it was convenient and then moved on, which is kind of like normal, honestly.
Very normal.
Wants to hang out with your quote unquote ops because they can have a relationship based on like, did you get ousted by the group because you did one thing quote unquote wrong, which let's define what that even means. Really wasn't even wrong. It was just stuff. They just did a behavior and they got kicked out of the group for it. They're gonna go to the person that y'all call an op because that person now understands where they're coming from.
Bad behavior is being in a situationship, not confirming if you are actually dating, and then fucking around with somebody else. Sorry, that's not bad behavior. She didn't do anything wrong.
And the guy being like, she's cheating on me is crazy.
That's crazy. And sorry, part of a situationship is LARPing dates sometimes, but until there's the point blank period communication there, everybody's on the same page, nothing really actually matters.
Yeah. And to speak on the nothing actually matters, this caller, when they said, like, I know it doesn't matter anyway, but it does. I want to define those two separate things for you. It does not matter, essentially, the nuances of what happened and who and with where and why and how. What does really matter is like how you respond to these things. You're going through emotional, mental puberty right now. You are going to become the person that you are going to be for the next probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You're going to set the foundation for like, who am I when I'm left to my own devices, when my parents aren't around, when I'm not like, this is like practice adulthood. Are you going to be the kind of person that just like lets a group of people decide how you think and feel about individual people and lack nuance like that? I hope not, babe. You better not be listening to something hotline and not hearing a fucking word we have to say. We're injecting nuance into your like critical thinking.
It's all about the
process.
nuance.
And hopefully also college will do that for you too. I mean, just like
and
straight up, that's the exercise of college, right? It's
you're
just
allowed
like,
to be messy.
Yeah, and you're going to learn a lot about forgiveness with other people, with yourself. You're going to learn a lot about rolling with the punches, because a lot of things aren't going to go your way, which is kind of exactly what's happening to you. And by the time that you're done, you'll probably be like unemployed, but way smarter.
Totally.
And like, you should probably ask that girl to go get coffee.
Yeah,
I
like,
think
how's
you'd
she
be
doing?
interested in check in on her, because she really didn't do anything wrong, and it's giving like the scarlet letter, bitch. And guess what? The scarlet letter was on some high school behavior. That was the high school reading list, hooker.
Come on, hooker, get that A off her. She didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Easy A.
We're reading Michelle Welbeck and turning into incels now, girl. You graduated.
Yeah, no, I growing up in high school, I was a very much one friend type of gal. I had a really, really good friend. We had a very codependent relationship. It was just me and her.
Are you guys still friends?
I mean, I would like to believe that we're still friends, but she's
no
left me out of a lot of major events in her life.
Is she married?
Yeah, she got married and she didn't even tell me.
So no.
But here's the thing. It's very layered. It's very layered with the person she chose to marry. I'm not going to get into it. But
okay.
As soon as I graduated high school, I was like, I got to get as far away from home as possible. So I decided to put myself in a year's worth of debt to go to art school, which I then only spent a year and then dropped out because I realized art school is a scam, because it is. Anyway, during that year, I also found myself in a group of friends. It was all very circumstantial of how we all ended up hanging out and spending all of this time together. But it was also convenient. It was really convenient, right? Which you have to understand about college relationships. They're all pretty convenient for the most part, right? You're in the same classes, you're in the same dorms.
There is not a person that I went to school with that I'm still friends with besides one. And we were friends with before college.
Exactly.
Everybody that I am lifelong friends with from my college era were people that I met outside of college who might have actually ended up going to school at the same time as me, but not together. So that's something to think about. I mean,
no, so I was in this friend group, and I literally, it's a very long story, but essentially one day I woke up and I was like, I actually don't like any of these people. They're actually evil and demonic, and there's nothing like benefiting me from having these relationships with these people. And they probably could have said the same thing about me. Like, I wasn't the best person that I could have been when we were all hanging out together. That being said, there were like two gals who were very kind, and I did really like them. Anyway, moral of the story is that I am not friends with any of those people today. And it got very messy very quickly, and it all totally disintegrated.
I mean, any person who's left the college era of their life will probably tell you the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Exactly.
wait a minute though. Let's think about this. There are people that I know who were the kind of people in high school who had a friend group and moved only with that friend group.
Yeah.
They all went to the same college, stayed in the same town they grew up in, and all got like the kind of jobs that you imagine those people would get, like a semi-comfortable office job. They're occupational therapists, they're physical therapists, they're nurses, dealership, construction. Damn, I really don't want to be shitting on people like that, but it's just like, now is the time where you get to challenge yourself and decide for yourself, am I a fucking townie or am I not?
No, I think
people
that's
are doing
true.
townie ass behavior, and it's
Townie behavior is not good behavior. You should
well, I just think, good or not, it's very limiting.
No, it's not good. There's nothing challenging in townie behavior. There's nothing
that's what I'm
challenging in
saying.
townie
It's
behavior.
limiting. It's limiting, and some people like that, and that's okay. I just think the world is such a gigantic place. Even if you end up coming back to it and being like, actually, townie life is for me, you're going to be more certain of yourself if you have a bigger scope of the world and experience.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not like knocking on the townies. I'm just like, did everybody make this choice, or did you just not know that you had one, or pretended that you didn't have one?
Exactly. Or we're like too, I don't know. I think that there is something really cowardly about being comfortable your whole entire life and not taking yourself out of being comfortable and seeing what you can do with it.
I agree.
Sorry.
I mean, I just feel
think
like
that
you don't
everybody
develop.
needs to do it. Everybody needs to do it.
I agree. And that's what college is for. Don't hang out with these people anymore.
Yeah.
Go call that girl, go get coffee with her, and just like see what she has to say.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? It's really hard not to get really wrapped up in. I mean, this is your world, right? It's hard to.
This has been your world for 2 months, you said?
Yeah.
It's not your world, Boots.
Oh,
your world
did she
is
say 2
bigger.
months?
She said, I've been at this college for 2 months and I have this friend group. And I'm
okay.
like,
I take back what I said. I take back what I said. I take it back.
You're not even
I
going to
take it
remember
back.
their names in like 5 months.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No. It sounds like you have plenty of time to regroup and find a new crazy group.
Yeah.
Find some new crazy friends.
Yeah. Do the exact same thing over again.
Somewhere
again. Else. No, the friend group thing of it all just kind of freaks me a little bit. I think it's just like underdeveloped individuals afraid of doing too much alone time, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
So as far as your friend group being incestuous, now that we've laid that framework down, doesn't it make perfect sense that they wouldn't date outside of their friend group because they're too afraid to talk to anyone or know anyone outside of their friend group or learn something about themselves beyond your friend group? So therefore, the friend group is like a ticking time bomb where when people start splitting off and things erupt, that's what it was built for. It was built to be this like tiny little test tube baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't make it. Obviously. Do you see what I'm saying, caller? Yeah. You know, like these people their lives are not well rounded and therefore they don't have any other people to pull from, no other pools to pull from. And they don't know what their own interests are. So it's all just proximity and ease of access.
Yep.
It's not even like, here's the goddamn truth. And that's what this girl learned, the cool one that left the friend group. She said, okay, this proximity thing isn't working for me. You were just the closest guy nearby that I found the most attractive.
Yeah.
But that's not what I think I'm going to base my attractions or interests off of. And she said, sorry, guys, gotta jump the nest. Follow her.
Follow her.
Follow her. Jump.
Wait,
jump.
Wait, jump.
Wait, do it.
I dare you.
Yeah. So, chew on that, little one.
Chew on that little morsel. Thank you.
I just met up with my ex's friend because he cheated on me while I was in the hospital. and she wants to confront him about it. And she told me today that the same ex that he cheated me with, he was bragging how he celebrated 420 early by staying at her place for 3 days. So I ended up breaking no contact and cursed him out over text, where he just kept saying he owes me $400 as well. And he kept saying he was just going to give me my money back and refused to say anything else I was saying or denying that he cheated. I feel a bit guilty for doing that, and it's a bit hard to process everything that's going on, I guess, with that. But I'm trying to accept that I may never get closure and or that money back, the $400 that he owes me. So that's pretty cool.
Ugh, not the money. That's the one that really hurts.
It's the money for
200 and under is
penny.
just like, yeah, 200 and under is like, okay, fucker, broke ass fool, like whatever. 400 hurts.
That's almost
a syringe of Jupiter, mama. That's 40 units of Botox, hooker.
That is $40 of Botox. Okay, just so that
no, that's 40 units. For a minute, I was like $40 of Botox.
Did I say $40?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I meant to say units. My bad.
We are not passing misinformation about fillers on this podcast. We will
After
never be spreading misinformation. Okay, so anyway, $400 is just too much. That sucks.
Anyway, that's all. Thanks for calling.
So anyway, thank you so much for calling, everybody. This has been the hotline. You know it. You love it. You call it because you need help.
We give you answers like, I don't know, and that sucks.
I'm going to say something that might sound kind of cruel, and that's just the way things are going to go. If you were dating a man who says things like celebrating 420 early about anything.
Jail.
You got to put him in jail. And you also might need to spend a night or two in the clink, because that's a man, like, he was just doing what's in his nature, which is being a piece of shit retard. If you're quote unquote celebrating 420 as like a man by cheating on your girlfriend with another girl, I'm like, yeah, what did you expect?
What is going on here?
I feel like he's like driving in a Nissan Altima that's his grandmother's that he lives with, and he's listening to Sublime, and he's like celebrating 420 early by being the worst guy in the world
in his lap while he's driving.
My girlfriend's in the hospital. Thank fucking God.
Thank God. Time to fuck.
How many people can I fuck? Time to listen to Sublime. Just so terrible. I'm so sorry. I think you're wrong though about the closure thing. I think you're definitely gonna get it by listening to this podcast and listening to us roast him and you a little bit in like a I love you kind of way, but like, sister, no man needs to be celebrating 420 early. No man needs to be talking about 420. No man needs to be talking about
literally
420.
Ever.
That's like giving what's that wine? The Snoop Dogg wine, 19 Crimes. He's like, we're about to have a big night. He makes you chicken Alfredo from Safeway and
One
pours
chicken
you
Alfredo.
19 Crimes. Snoop Dogg's like tin type photo is staring at you over dinner, and you're just like, his eyes are
When
fucking
Alfredo-
following me for sure. You're like paranoid from the weed, and you're like, the fool is watching me.
When Alfredo sauce is sold out at Walmart on Valentine's Day, like, it's very much that.
Oh my God. He was treating you like a side bitch with all that. He's listening to Sublime. You're listening to SZA.
Bullet.
She didn't dodge the bullet, hooker. She's in the hospital right now.
No, she's not. Dude, she got shot by him, went to the hospital, and then she got out.
420 early by putting 420 rounds into your body. No, that's not funny. Yeah, I'm sorry you were in the hospital. I'm sorry that he cheated on you while you were in the hospital. I just implore you to look through the context of your history with him and think to yourself, did I see that coming? Listen,
Right.
not that everything is like our fault. Not that women should always be out here calculating 2 steps ahead, but it's like the man was celebrating 420. That's a child. That's a child. I'm not even like not for the weed of it all. Go ahead, but like, do you need a
For the
holiday to
weed.
smoke weed? It's not a holiday. You're just being like
No, okay. 420
creepy.
was
You're creeping
made.
me out.
420 was made for when weed was illegal, and when weed was illegal and it was hard to get, and you had to go to the cut, and you had to talk to people that you felt really unsafe with, and you had to pick up
Bella's like, you had to talk to black people.
No, but like as a woman, you had to talk to probably a man
Yeah.
selling weed and who wanted to get you to smoke with them so that he could try to take advantage of you. That's the reality of it. And 420 was in celebration of all of that. It was in celebration of those interactions.
So yeah, your man's is celebrating that.
Your man is celebrating that.
He like to say that he was celebrating an event by cheating on you for 3 days
Is insane.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry about your taste. But we're here for you. We're here for you to elevate. We're here for you to get out of there. You get out of the hospital. Hopefully they put a clearer mind up there, hooker.
She was Frankenstein. They Frankensteined her.
Into just like probably having a better relationship. I hope so. Don't ever, like, I'm sorry. Don't ever loan a man $400. Don't ever loan a man any money. Like,
no.
I have never once, married to my husband, never once loaned him a single dollar. Ever. Ever. Ever.
Until those cards are combined, until the household income is legally combined, don't ever let anybody take your money.
Girl, but yeah, it's just, no. And even then, it's just like, why do you need $400? That's like just enough to be like, dude, that's too much.
For weed.
For
420.
He needed $400 to buy big trees for his girl. He like borrowed money from you to like have a really awesome chicken Alfredo evening with his ex. Yeah, you will get closure because all you have to do is re-listen to the voicemail you left us to be like, what the fuck? And think about if that was your girlfriend calling you, being like, will I ever get closure from the guy who celebrated 420? Your girlfriend hopefully would be like, you're having hemp necklace psychosis right now. You're having white guy dread psychosis right now. And that's why you're in the hospital. It's 50 first dates. Every day she wakes up forgetting that she had hemp necklace psychosis and she has to like, yeah, that's terrible.
Oh my God, he's wearing one of those like drug rug ponchos. His
Yeah.
favorite movie is The Big Lebowski. Like, come on.
Oh,
Come on.
that one did it for me. Well, awesome. It's Friday, April 24th at 2:20 p.m. Time to celebrate by cheating on my husband for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's just giving
Perfect.
that.
Yeah,
It's
you're
giving
4 days
so
too late,
stupid.
babe.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just, it's that. It's imagine if it was the next day. Like, what? Don't forget that there's a day after 420 where everything you just did is just a part of your next day.
Oh my God.
I just also think that cheating is so silly goofy because it's like, just break up really quick. I mean, you don't even have to be a good person about it. You can just break up with someone and then immediately go hook up with someone else if that's how you're going to move in the world, but at least have some basic menial self-respect and respect for others to be at least like, anyway, I gotta go because I gotta go cheat on you, but before I do, I gotta break up with you so that it's not cheating, because at least there's that. Bye.
Right.
But I guess people think cheating is fun, so I think that makes it less fun. I'm being unk about cheating, actually. Just kidding, kids.
No,
Cheating
I
is
think
tight.
it is. I think you should be unk about cheating. I don't. Just kidding.
Cheating is
Just
tight.
pranked you. Cheating's tight.
Funny as fuck.
No, I think that's a fair take on cheating. I don't think that. No, cheating it's not a good thing. Cheating is not a good thing.
Yeah, you heard it here first. This is why they come back to us.
This is why they all come crawling back.
For that good advice.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Cheating is bad.
Cheating is bad. It doesn't sound like this did he know that you guys were in a relationship?
Wait, but also the fact that he has a female friend that told you. Hold on. He has a female friend who met up with you, or you met up with her to talk about the cheating of it all and how she wants to expose him.
Right.
He fucked her. Yeah, he fucked that girl too, sister. She's just like a better girl than the other one. She wants to expose him about it. I'm like, he fucked that girl. So just so you know.
Yeah. How did she get this information? Did she say how she got this information?
She got the information because the cheating boyfriend, his female friend, hit her up, or
no. How did the female friend get the information
because
about
he was
the
bragging
cheating?
About celebrating 420. Right. With the ex-girlfriend.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. I think he definitely hooked up with the one girl. Every female in this story has had sex with this guy.
Everybody is sus. Everybody is sus in this.
Mm-hmm. But I hope that you are safe and happy and healthy outside of the hospital. And
yeah, I hope that
maybe next year try not celebrating 420 at all. Smoke weed just like kind of a normal person.
Hey, why don't you as a man stop celebrating 420?
Well, no, why don't you as a woman who, now that you got your two girlfriends behind you, me and Bella, telling you, no, that's wrong. If we catch you celebrating 420 next year, fool me once, shame on you. Celebrate 420 twice. Exile. Front lines. We're putting you in the front lines of World War III.
Sending you to Rutgers Island.
It's the least
time out.
You need to go to, if you want to play adult baby big boy playtime, you need to go to a big boy prison. Lock them up. Lock her up. Remember that? Bring that back. Lock her up. Well, everyone, I hope that we helped you in your endeavors and your future endeavors and contributed to a clearer path. Everyone take a deep breath in and...
Ew, the snot in my nose.
Take a deep breath in if you can. We're not excluding those who can't breathe. And exhale if you can. And thank you so much. This has been the Something Something Hotline, where we give you invaluable advice you cannot find anywhere else. There is nothing quite like it. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.